Hi, my name is Patti Ishii and my family came to Kuala Lumpur in January of 1967. So I started the second semester of my junior year of high school. I was the oldest of 5 children, and so we ranged from age from 16 down to about 3 years old. And all I remember is we left Washington, D.C. in the dead of winter and got to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. I had no idea where it was. And when my father told us we were coming here, we just all packed up and left. And it was a lifestyle we were used to doing, so it didn't seem that unfamiliar. We arrived and moved into the Merlin Hotel for, I believe, 2 months, and with 5 kids. And of course, my parents were looking for schools and a place to live, and they weren't quite sure about the school system here. And being in high school, my dad said that, maybe there wasn't a school here and that I might have to be sent away to boarding school. Well, that didn't set very well. So anyway, luckily the ISKL had started and had been established, and came to school and found out that the high school students, there were British kids and American system kids, and that the older kids did their courses by correspondence. So, I don't know, I guess I was just this complacent little girl, and we were in this, like the other gentleman was saying, we were in this beautiful rundown palace, and we had a study hall upstairs, and we all had a syllabus, and we did our core classes. And then I think there were a couple classes that we had teachers. But I remember, every classroom had a bathroom and a bathtub. And it was interesting that we all seemed to just do our work, that we had, there was somebody, a teacher, I guess, who was like homeroom teacher, and we all very quietly sat there and did our work. I mean, there wasn't any, nothing like high schools, now. And it was interesting. But we were all coming from the same situation. We were all kind of displaced and brought together. And we had good times. It was a good time to be here. It was exciting. It was fun. It was a lifestyle that certainly wasn't experiencing when we lived in the States. And it was fun. It was fun. Just met all kinds of kids from all over, and we all got along. We had a great social life, it seemed. We would party and do all kinds of fun things. And the accommodations at the school were pretty minimal, nothing like what they have now. And like PE was in the back, and it was pretty primitive, and the showers were very primitive. And but you know what? We all adjusted. And I remember coming out of school every day, and all these cards would be there, and everybody's driver would be waiting for them, and all the kids would pile into their family cars and go home. And I don't know. And when I found out there was going to be this old school reunion, I really hadn't kept up with any alumni information of ISKL. My younger brothers and sisters were more involved since I was only there a year and a half. But I thought the old school reunion meant having a reunion in the old school. And it's not there, I guess. And then, so I was kind of disappointed because I thought I could go to the old school, but it's not there. So I was kind of disappointed about that because I thought, those were kind of my roots. And then after I graduated from high school, and there were 5 of us, and I would have been first in the class, but we had to take chemistry by correspondence, and that's not a good thing. And so I think I was number 2. And probably Robert Bliss was number 1. And, I remember learning, we would go over to Robert Bliss's house, and he was with the embassy, and there were a bunch of kids, and one of the moms was teaching the kids how to play bridge. It was the funniest thing. And so we all learned how to play bridge. And then we all hung out at the Royal Salanger Club at the pool. And I have pictures of that. And then it was time for me, I graduated, and there were 5 in the class. And then it was time for me to go back to the U.S. For college. And I was accepted into a small women's college in the Midwest. And I went back all by myself. And nowadays, I think about those times, and, now you send your own children off to college, and you fret and cry and get them settled and everything, and you can barely stand to say goodbye. And I thought, I left here 15,000 miles away, and I left by myself. And like some other people have said, you go and you try to immerse yourself back into the American way of life, and you tell people where you're from and the lifestyle you led, and they look at you like you're crazy. I mean, what are you talking about? So it was different, and it is, I suppose now it would be different with the kids. The parents are so much more into their kids, getting them settled and stuff, but it was difficult to readjust and become immersed again in the American society after being away and living this entirely different style of living. So I had never heard the term global nomad or third culture children, but now that I hear it, I go, yeah, that was me. Because before Kuala Lumpur, we lived in Japan, and the same kind of thing. We just kind of went and go with the flow. But so my time at ISKL, even though it was short, was a great time. I will always remember it, and I'm sorry the old school isn't still there, but lucky for the kids that are in this school now. And I always feel I have a sense of connection to international schools because I had gone to them during my elementary and high school years.